Welcome back. Well, our weather pattern has not changed much since last spring. We had a weak La Nina pattern last spring. This year, we have a weak El Nino pattern. And the difference between the two is the temperature in the water in the equatorial Pacific. When we talk about an El Nino pattern, we're referring to the warmer than normal water in the equatorial Pacific Ocean. And what that does is it changes the wind patterns aloft and can change the weather across the United States. However, the El Nino that we are expecting to have through the spring and summer this year, it's very weak. So I went back and looked at other years in which we had weak El Nino patterns and very similar setups, and I saw that when I look back at these years, we come in with nearly average temperatures and precipitation for spring and summer months during these years. Springtime, though, was a little bit above average on precipitation, so they tended to come in a little bit wetter than normal in the spring. But overall, we based our forecast on the fact that we have a very neutral weather pattern right now. As you can see here from this chart as I zoom in, the past couple of years, we really haven't had a strong El Nino or La Nina, so it's fairly average right now, and we think that's going to persist right through the summer months of 2015. One of the things we took into account, though, was the water temperature in the Gulf of Mexico. It's above average right now, and with that, as we start to see more storm systems develop across the central United States and they pull those winds in from the south, that wind going over that warmer water will have more moisture to deal with and could help fuel storms here as we head into April and May and give us more precipitation. So that's a factor that we took into account for our spring and summer forecast. Another thing we looked at was the fact that we do not have a drought and we're not abnormally dry. Our soil conditions are near normal right now, and that'll help give us a little more fuel for storms as we don't have the very dry conditions at the ground level. So taking all those things into consideration, we think that we're going to have a fairly normal year this year, and it'll follow the patterns that we usually see, although it'll be a little wetter than normal in the spring. Here is where we normally see storms in April. They tend to start ramping up in April through the middle and end of the month. And then as we head into May, that tends to be our stormiest month. And we think this year that is going to be true. In fact, we would expect the better chance of severe storms in May and into the first couple weeks of June as we continue in that very warm pattern as we're heading into the summer months. So here's the ABC 17 Stormtrack Spring 2015 forecast. We feel that March is going to end on a cool and quiet note. However, April, although it starts off cool, we expect it to warm up quickly and becoming warm overall for the month. 2 to 4 rounds of storms and possibly severe storms are possible in April. As we head into May, a warm and stormy month is expected with above average rainfall. Now, heading into the summer months, we think it's going to end up pretty normal here for summer 2015. Just slightly warmer than we saw last year, with the hottest period from mid to late August. The overall summer temperature just above normal at 76.6, and after a wet June, we think the rainfall will come in average for July and August. Our Stormtrack weather team is always working around the clock to keep you safe and informed.
Starting in the mornings with me at 5 a.m., Jessica throughout the day, Sharon during the afternoon and nights, and Gabrielle on the weekends.
And if you can't catch us on the air, our Stormtrack forecast can be heard on Zimmer radio stations, including Y107, Clear 99, and the Eagle 93.9.
And no matter where you go, you can always get the latest forecasts online and on our mobile app. You can always follow our weather updates on Facebook at ABC 17 News and on Twitter at ABC 17 Stormtrack.
And remember, we are always tracking and alerting you to severe storms to make sure you stay safe during the spring and summer ahead. Thanks for watching.
You've been watching the ABC 17 Stormtrack Severe Weather Special, sponsored by I-70 Towing and Hy-Vee.